All right. All right. Hey guys, welcome back to Old School Lighting, the little derivative show of the lighting architectural firm. Thanks a lot for finding this channel, and thanks a lot for watching these quick little snippet shows that I decided to put together on a whim, honestly. So this episode of Old School Lighting is also pretty cool. Not as nostalgic as the other ones that I was showing a little bit earlier, but close to it, because you'd be surprised how fast a decade goes by. But today we're talking about LED tubes. And again, if you're at all familiar with studio lighting and stuff like that, you're going to know all about LED tubes. Now, what I'm holding in my hands right now are a couple of samples of a pretty common size, which is a 2-foot tube. But by far the most common size is the 4-foot tube. And then sometimes you would even find some 6-footers and some 8-footers. As a matter of fact, there is a 4-foot daylight tube on the floor behind me right now, lighting up this wall. But what I've got in my hands right now are a couple of samples of the 2-footers, just because it's a little bit easier to work with on the screen. But anyway, lots of different brands that we can talk about. The biggest one, and there's quite a few, but the biggest one that's out there obviously would be Quasar, Quasar Science. The ones that I'm actually holding in my hands right now are made by a little known company called SGC, 3 letters SGC. And they had some pretty unique ideas too. They're still out there. You can still get Quasars, you can still get SGCs. Of course, there's the Astera tubes in all of the different lengths and varieties. And of course, now you can clearly get tubes from so many other manufacturers as well, such as Neewer, Aputure, Nanlux, and probably tons of others out there that I'm just not thinking of right now. But the couple that I had in my hands were the SGCs, and I was kind of partial to these personally because they were priced pretty well, and they had a really cool feature to them. It was the battery, and one of them is right here. So a lot of the other tubes couldn't say this. They had batteries inside them, but you couldn't take the batteries out. So on the SGC, you would take this little black cap off the side, and then you could just slide the battery out. And then what that would allow you to do is if you had extra batteries that were fully charged, you could just slide out the dead battery and then slide a new battery back in, and then you just snap the little cap back in place, and then you were off to the races again. So this was really, really great if you were running around trying to do location stuff, if you needed to throw like a light on a person's face really fast, or just kind of like shove one in a corner somewhere to create just a little fill. This was great because you didn't have to mess around with all the wires. Whereas with most of the other LED tubes out there, it either had to be plugged in, or if they did have batteries inside, like the Asteras, for example, you would have to take the whole tube, bring it back to a charging station, and swap it out. So there was that. And of course, you know, you could get them in bicolors. Of course, there were daylight tungstens. But then as LED technology got better, of course, you could do colors. So I'm not sure if you could see this right now on the screen. I think you can. But I kind of look all green right now. I look like an alien. And the cool thing here is that you could change the color. So I'm just going to go ahead and cycle this through, and I hope the camera is picking this up. But I've got my, I've got my finger on the wrong button. Sorry guys, I kind of messed that one up. I wanted to go to the HSI and go to the hue. Here we go, this is what I wanted to do. So we're on green right now, and I'm just going to cycle through the colors. Now we got cyan, blue, magenta, purple. It's going to go to yellow, green, red, orange, and so on. And so the really cool thing about this technology is that you were able to create all kinds of different colors, and you could also create different effects too. You could do like flash effects, fire effects, cop car effects, and the list goes on and on and on, all kinds of stuff. So that was a really cool thing about these lights, is that you could change the colors and the hues. You could DMX control them. A lot of them had Bluetooth controls, and all kinds of stuff as well. So there you go. LED tubes, 2-foot, 4-foot, 6-foot, 8-foot, all kinds of different brands, different varieties. Some had batteries, some didn't. Some were DC powered, some were AC powered, some were all of them powered. Some of them were wireless, some of them were not wireless. You could hook up some on a dimmer, like the Quasars, all kinds of stuff. But old school lighting, man, people still use tubes today. but a lot of choices out there, guys, and I just showed you a couple of them. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching this episode, guys. If you need to buy some LED tubes, guess what? You can go to thelafirm.com. Go to the Lighting Architectural Firm. That's my little company. So if you want to help out a small business and help out a guy like me, go to thelafirm.com and check it out. There's a whole ton of stuff there. And if there's something that you're looking for that's not there, send us an email and we'll be able to probably find it for you and get you a good price on it too. So check that out, tell a friend, and go to the description below. I want to see those comments. What do you think about all these different tubes, your opinion, and are you still using them these days? So thanks a lot, guys, for watching, and well, we'll see you on the next one.